Hello and welcome to our channel, where we share heartwarming stories of animals who have overcome adversity and found their happily ever after. Today, we have a particularly special story to share with you. It's the story of Ocean, an orca who was rescued from shallow waters and was given a second chance at life. But this story isn't just about finding a forever home, it's also about the unexpected twists and turns that can happen along the way. Are you ready to hear Ocean's tale? Let's get started. A group of orcas are swimming through the ocean when one of them, a young male named Ocean, becomes trapped in a shallow cove. Despite his best efforts, he can't seem to find a way out and begins to cry out for help. Eventually, a group of rescuers arrive and work tirelessly to free him, but no matter what they do, they can't seem to get him out of the cove. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, something unexpected happens. Will they be able to free him, or will Ocean be gone forever? It was a beautiful day in the ocean, with the sun shining down on the clear, blue waters. A group of orcas were swimming through the sea, their sleek bodies cutting through the waves with ease. They were a tight-knit family, always sticking together and looking out for one another. But as they swam through the shallow cove, one of the orcas, a young male named Ocean, became separated from the group. He wasn't paying attention and had strayed too far from the safety of the deeper waters. Before he knew it, he was stuck in the shallow cove, unable to swim out. At first, Ocean tried to swim back the way he came, but the water was too shallow and he couldn't seem to find a way out. He became more and more panicked as the hours passed, his cries for help echoing through the cove. The other orcas searched for him, calling out his name and trying to find their way back to him, but they couldn't seem to locate him. As Ocean struggled to escape from the cove, he tried everything he could think of to break free. He swam as hard as he could, trying to push himself through the shallow water, but it was no use. The cove was too small and the water was too shallow, and no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't seem to find a way out. As the hours passed, Ocean became more and more exhausted. He had been swimming and struggling for what felt like an eternity, and he was starting to feel like he might never escape. His energy was depleted, and he was starting to feel hungry and thirsty. Despite his exhaustion, Ocean refused to give up. He continued to swim and struggle, determined to find a way out of the cove. But no matter what he did, he couldn't seem to escape. Frustrated and desperate, he began to cry out for help. His cries echoed through the cove, filling the air with his despair. As the sun began to set, Ocean's cries became louder and more desperate. He was starting to lose hope, and he was afraid that he might never be rescued. But little did he know, his cries were about to be answered by a group of rescuers who were determined to save him. As the sun began to set, Ocean's cries for help were finally answered. A group of rescuers, who had been patrolling the waters nearby, heard his desperate cries and rushed to the cove to try and help him. When they arrived at the cove, the rescuers were shocked by what they saw. There, stuck in the shallow waters, was a large orca, his body covered in scratches and bruises from his struggles to escape. The rescuers knew they had to act fast, so they set to work trying to find a way to free the orca. They tried everything they could think of, using all of their knowledge and expertise to try and find a way to free Ocean. They used ropes and pulleys to try and lift him out of the water, but the orca was too heavy and the ropes kept breaking. They tried using a large tarp to drag him out of the cove, but the tarp kept getting stuck in the rocks and sand. As the hours passed, the rescuers became more and more determined to save the orca. They worked tirelessly, refusing to give up even when it seemed like all hope was lost. But no matter what they did, it seemed like they just couldn't get him out of the cove. They were starting to fear that they might not be able to save him after all. It seemed like all hope was lost. But just when it seemed like there was no hope left, one of the rescuers had an idea. They remembered hearing about a team of dolphins who were known for their intelligence and problem-solving skills. They were used to working with humans and had even helped with rescue efforts in the past. The rescuer thought that maybe, just maybe, the dolphins could help them find a way to free Ocean. The rescuer called for backup and soon a team of dolphins arrived at the cove. They quickly assessed the situation and came up with a plan. Using their powerful bodies and quick reflexes, they were able to swim around Ocean and create a barrier that helped to lift him out of the water. As the dolphins worked to free Ocean, the rescuers used ropes and pulleys to lift him out of the cove. It was a risky operation, but they knew they had to try. And in the end, their efforts paid off. With the help of the dolphins, they were finally able to free Ocean from the cove. The orca was overjoyed and thanked the rescuers and dolphins for their help. And so, with the help of the rescuers and dolphins, Ocean was able to return to his family and the freedom of the ocean, grateful for the second chance he had been given. It was a truly heartwarming and inspiring story that would be remembered for years to come. From then on, Ocean was known as the orca who got stuck and cried for hours. His story became a legend in the underwater world, and everyone who heard it was inspired by his determination and resilience. As for the rescuers and dolphins, they were hailed as heroes for their bravery and selflessness. They had risked their own lives to save Ocean, and their efforts were greatly appreciated by all. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing animal stories. Until next time, stay wild.